I'm going to have a lot of practice over the next year or so, so this is kind of getting me going, so just bear with me. I definitely want to thank my mom for that great introduction. There's a lot more childhood stories she could have told, so it's good she kept that short. I want to thank all my family and friends that came in from out of town. I have people here from Chicago, Michigan, New York, all over the country, and it really means a lot to me that they came here to support me. I also want to thank Sarah Sipple, my wife. And we should give a big round of applause to Jim Stigman and Colonel Brooks for the great thing they've done here for this party. The band we're going to hear from tonight, his name is Grosso, and they're pretty amazing as well, so I hope they're going to jam pretty good later. I guess I also want to just say thank you big time to all the volunteers that have helped put this together. We had volunteers like my cousin Sarah and her team that did all of our design work. We had the volunteers do our website, like Matt and Zoe and Eric, which were pretty amazing. And it's just amazing to have them here and be a part of it. We really couldn't have done it without them. I was supposed to fly through that part, so I'm going to just move on now. So I guess I'm deeply grateful and humbled to see everybody here. It means a lot to me to have you here for my birthday and my surprise announcement. I guess kind of blown now, but what are you going to do? So I guess we should just go ahead and make this official. My name's David Grosso, and I'm going to run for an at-large seat on the City Council. I'm also a little bit fidgety, so sorry about that. You'll have to pay attention to the words. So I'm running because I believe that we need a fresh voice. Because I want to revolutionize how the city spends money, demand that school reform continues, and work to improve our local economy. My desire to serve is deeply rooted in my life, and you heard some about it from my mom a minute ago, but I just want to walk you through it quickly if I can. I was born here in the District of Columbia. Shortly after, we moved to a small organic farm out in Loudoun County, Virginia, where we really learned what it meant to respect the environment and to really know how to work hard. I don't think you can learn it anywhere but on a farm. It's pretty amazing what you do on a daily basis. As we got a little bit older and I was a young teenager, my mom moved us back into the city, into the Petworth community. There we had a small community of religious activists that my mom helped found, and I also learned a lot there. I spent my late teens and early 20s, as Jim alluded to, here at Colonel Brooks Tavern, kind of finding my way. But while I was doing that, I was also a volunteer on all my free time. I spent a lot of time working in the community. I worked at the Sojourners Neighborhood Center in Columbia Heights long before they had a Target or a Starbucks or anything like that. I also volunteered with Salvadoran refugees in Honduras and traveled there 3 times during the time I was working here. So I guess when I decided I wanted to leave Colonel Brooks, becoming a full-time volunteer was the best option for me. So I joined the Brethren Volunteer Service, and they sent me to San Antonio, Texas, where I spent a full year working and living on $10 a week while I built a homeless shelter for women and children. It's there where I met Sarah, and then together we moved back here. I'm fortunate because Sarah's also a native of the District of Columbia, so it was easy for us to move back together. Ultimately, Sarah did persuade me that it was a good thing to go back to college. I wasn't convinced at the time, but she thought it would be good for me to attend college, and I did. I went to Earlham College and got a degree in philosophy, and then eventually came back to Georgetown and got a law degree at Georgetown. While I was at Georgetown, I got to work with an amazing civil rights and human rights activist, Father Robert Drinan, for 3 years. It was an honor to work for him, especially for the fact that he was one of only 2 priests to ever serve in Congress and held the seat that the former President Kennedy held. So when I graduated law school, I had all of these things in my background. I had to decide what I wanted to do. And I didn't really want to go work at a law firm. What I wanted to do was go back to serving others, go back to what's really at my core. So I went and joined the offices of Councilmember Sharon Ambrose. And I'm really lucky now that she's the chair of my campaign. It's pretty amazing. Thank you. When I was working with Sharon, we worked a lot on economic development projects and other good government projects. We spread jobs and public building projects throughout the city. It was really an honor to work there. After working with Sharon, I went to work for 2 years with Congresswoman Eleanor Holmes Norton, the legendary Congresswoman Eleanor Holmes Norton. I spent 2 years as her chief counsel, where we worked tirelessly for the rights of D.C. residents. Because frankly, having 600,000 people without the right to vote is just